I know I had to ask it because certain people got certain phone numbers.
10:03, so just after 10 a.m.
So I'm just curious, I'm sure this will come up when you guys start talking, but like when it comes to cold cases, what kind of things like can come up that would, you know, give you a new lead that you guys didn't have, you know, 30 years ago?
Witnesses.
Evidence.
New evidence.
New evidence. It runs the gamut. Links to other crimes.
Crimes that were committed since
Right.
the original one that now bring you a suspect.
Years ago, when I was a young officer, I had a sergeant, and his name was His name is Rick Barger. He's still alive. And I tell you, one of the most fascinating things I ever saw. We had a woman that was raped, a Johns Hopkins doctor that was beaten and raped. And he read what the victim said that the suspect said. The suspect said, "Tell me that you love me," as he was beating her. And the sergeant read that, and he said, "Tell me that you love me." He had me go downstairs and get a bunch of reports, and he gave me the exact years, and we had to all go through them. We went through reports, and we had a guy that had been convicted of rape, and he told the victim, "Tell me that he loves me," while he was raping her 15 years earlier.
Wow.
Well, in those days it wasn't DNA,
Yeah.
but we were able to zero in on him,
Yeah.
and the judge granted us a warrant. And we went into his house and got a lot of trophies from his rapes, including our victims.
Okay.
So that's how that's solved.
That's
Yeah, I think
crazy.
they're
Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it?
So
Yeah.
they're about ready. So if y'all want to, y'all can act like y'all like each other. Okay.
Yeah, we
and
really
then
don't, but we all
You
act
can,
like that.
if you want to step forward, Chief, to
Mhm.
the mic, and then whenever you're ready, you can go ahead and get started. Right?
Yeah, right.
Okay, before I get started, I'd like to introduce people with us right here standing behind me. And then to my immediate right is Alderwoman Rhonda Pendell Charles. She's a retired state's attorney in Baltimore, and she's also the public safety chair for the Annapolis City Council. To my left is the lead investigator in this case, and his name is Detective Corporal William Noel. And then to his left is my operations captain, and Captain Lamar Howard. He is the commanding officer for our crimes against persons and crimes against property, which includes this cold case homicide. And basically we're here to announce the arrest of a 36-year-old murder by shooting that occurred on January the 12th, 1989. And on January the 12th, on that day, 1989, a little after 10 a.m., our victim was met by a young man that we've now identified as William Eugene Cook Jr. Of West Washington Street. He entered the victim's home and he shot her in the head. The victim was pronounced dead on the scene. After many weeks of trying to obtain evidence, we finally got a break in the case. It's DNA related, and our victim was arrested Tuesday, I believe, afternoon in the city of Annapolis. The victim was a librarian. She was an Annapolitan. She had a family. It was particularly brutal. I can't get into the motive, but I will tell you that the evidence is linked to DNA. Our victim was brutally assaulted and left for dead. So we're just grateful that we got a break in this case. Our thoughts and prayers still remain with her family. Her name is Garnett Elizabeth Griffin. She was a white female, 47 years of age at the time of her murder. Our thoughts and prayers continue to go out to her family and all who knew and loved her. Also, I'd like to take this opportunity to talk to all survivors of this type of crime that we're committed, the Annapolis Police Department's committed to actively investigating all of our cold cases. No two cases are the same, the evidence not the same, so I don't want residents and survivors to think that this case was singled out. We will, after today, we will get back, Detective Noel and Captain Howell will get back to business, and we'll look at as many cold cases that we had the opportunity to do. And if we obtain any evidence, get a break, we will surely follow up on it. I'm asking the public to, the importance, how we solve cold cases, it's many ways, but one of the things we rely on most is information. So if any family members listening to this broadcast, we would ask you to call us. You can call us at 410-268-9000 and ask for to speak to an investigator. If you have any information that's related to your loved one, no matter how small you think it is, please call us. The information that you give us may be the missing link that we need to put your loved one's cold case together and prepare it for prosecution. I'd like to also thank the state's attorney for Anne Arundel County, Ann Colt-Litis, for her help in solving this case. I'd like to thank Mayor Gavin Buckley, who has supported the Annapolis Police Department in establishing a cold case unit. Also like to thank again Alderwoman Rhonda Pindell Charles, who's been a fierce supporter of all of our law enforcement initiatives. And again, I'd like to thank Captain Lamar Howard, and I'd like to thank the lead investigator who's worked tirelessly, and that's Detective Corporal Will Noel, and his sergeant who's now retired, Castor Redondo. I'd like to thank all the men and women back in 1989 who initially responded to that call, both in uniform and the detectives, because without the preservation of DNA, we may not be standing before you today. And so I'd like to thank each and every one of them. The dedication of the men and women of the Annapolis Police Department. I feel like I am blessed to preside over the department with some of the best investigators and some of the best, the most dedicated, I should say, men and women you'll find in law enforcement anyway. So we're not as large as a lot of departments, but we are very effective, and I would compare us to any large department in this country when it comes to carrying out our duties and responsibilities. So again, I thank you, and I appreciate you coming out. And again, our thoughts and prayers go out to Miss Garnett Elizabeth Griffin, and our prayers continue. Thank you.
A couple of quick questions. You mentioned that she was brutally murdered. Can you go into a bit more details about what that means and what DNA evidence you all were able to link?
I can't speak to the particulars of the DNA case evidence. I'm sorry, the DNA evidence. But she was shot a couple of times in the head at close range. She was beaten, and that accounts for the brutality of it. We found her. Not only was she shot twice, but she, at minimum of 2 times in the head. She was also beaten.
And do we know if there was a sort of relationship between the victim and the suspect? Do we know if they knew each other at all?
That's still being investigated, so I can't, speak to that at this time. And I don't know if there's anything you want to add to what I just said. Okay.
And what's the age of the suspect?
The age of the suspect, he's an African-American male.
So currently 53 years old, but at the time of the homicide, 17.
Wow, okay. Did you have any questions? I'm trying to think. I'm trying to make sure I cover all my bases before we wrap things up. I think that's about it. Thank you guys for your time. Oh yeah, and the photo of the victim.
Yes, this is our victim. And again, her name is Garnett Elizabeth Griffin. Justice after 36 years, that's pretty special. And again, I'm happy for the family. Not happy, of course, that obviously that they lost their loved one, but happy that they can receive justice. That's what we're here for. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That's good.
Yep, and to clarify, he hadn't had his 17th birthday yet. He was 16 on his way to 17.
On his way to 17.
But either way, a juvenile at the time, and that'll be addressed.
Got you. Okay. Anything else anyone wants to say?
Nope.
Okay.
Chief
Thank you,
covered
guys.
it. That's why he gets the big
Thank
bucks.
you. That was good. Thank you.
Thank you all. I
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Did you, how do you?
That's right. That's right.